Ginger Conlon, Editor-in-Chief at Direct Marketing News, and I'm here with Larry Kimmel, who is Executive Director at Hawkeye. Welcome, Larry.
Thank you.
Larry and I are talking about the future of marketing in 3 parts, and we talked at first about what is unchanging about marketing, what will continue to be unchanging. In part 2, which is where we are right now, Larry's going to talk about what currently is changing in marketing. So Larry, what is changing right now about marketing?
You know, I like to challenge people to see the world with 20/20 vision. And by that I don't mean visual acuity. Instead I mean we all have to look at the world and consider what it will be like in the year 2020, 7 or 10 years down the road. Some people look at me and say, Larry, I'm drowning in big data right now. I haven't figured out how to monetize social media. You're asking me and you're challenging me to think about what the world's going to be like 10 years from now. I have no idea. And yet the truth is you do. So there's that brilliant quote from William Gibson. And William Gibson says, the future is already here. It's just not evenly distributed.
That's a great quote.
So the other day, yesterday, as a matter of fact, on my personal blog, kimmelscorner.com, I wrote a blog piece. And it was about Nook, Nick, and Net, or Netflix. And so what's the premise here? Well, let me talk about Nickelodeon. Last week in the New York Times, they write that Nickelodeon had studied the behavior of 8 and 9-year-olds on tablets. So what did they discover? 8 and 9-year-olds don't spend a lot of time watching full episodes of Nickelodeon product on a device. Well, I have a 6-year-old and 8-year-old. I could have told you that information in 2 seconds and not 2 years, but all right. So the notion that a 8-year-old would be subjected to 30 minutes of contented commercials that some middle-aged executive has deemed appropriate is absolutely ludicrous. Ask my 8-year-old daughter and she would tell you the future is already here. Or if you think about Netflix. So there's the disaster. September of last year, Netflix has a real disaster. They decide to split their streaming business from their direct mail business. And everybody says, you did this horribly, and they did. The stock falls precipitously. And yet what Reed Hastings of Netflix knows is that the concept of having a consumer go online and type in a movie and have somebody in a pick and pack center take a polycarbonate disc and put it into the mail stream so that will promptly be delivered 24 to 48 hours is not a futuristic business model. Just ask my 6-year-old impatient son. He knows the future is here. So this notion that the future is here is really resident in everyone's business. So if you thought about your customers, your category, you know fundamentally beyond a shadow of doubt what's happening. We all know mobile wallet is coming. It's just not widely distributed yet.
It needs to be faster, I say.
Yeah, absolutely. We know augmented reality is coming. It's just not widely distributed. You know, at Hawkeye, we have this core belief that we're living in a post-advertising world, that experience trumps advertising, that what you do is so much more important than what you say. So for Men's Health magazine, we recently ran the Urban Athlon. And so what is the Urban Athlon? It means that in the city of New York, you can run up and down the stairs of Citi Field, or in Chicago at Soldier Field, and you have a visceral, intense experience with the brand that is incredibly memorable. And that is a part of what we believe is part of the brand experience. And look, we're not the only ones doing it. Nike Fuel Band and Starbucks Rewards or Amazon Prime all realize that here's the mantra of Hawkeye, it's that we want to deliver extraordinary experiences that matter. So again, it's a post-advertising world, and we're trying to do things that are more than say what you are, but be what you can be. So we believe that's where the future is now.
Right, turn the brand into an experience that immerses the customer versus just talking to them, create a conversation.
Yeah, absolutely.
Great, well thank you. Part 2, stick around for part 3.
Thank you.